Kev, having had time to reflect, what can you take from Saturday's defeat at the league leaders into Tuesday night's match at Peterborough?
I think obviously defensively, first and foremost, we were solid, especially for the first 44 minutes. We switched off, which kind of killed us a bit going into half time because it was a good performance on the defensive side. So I think we've got that. We can lead on from that, but we know we've got to be better on the ball. We know we've got to pass more, we've got to believe more, and probably attack better.
And you filled in at centre-back on Saturday as well. I think it's a position have played in the past, but not for a while. I mean, how did you find that experience?
I've played in a 4 before. I played in a 4 at Fulham before. I was a little bit younger then, so it was easier. We had a lot more of the ball as well, so it was much easier. But again, manager asked me to do a job in at centre-half, and I felt okay within that. I knew they'd probably try and threaten the ball down the sides a lot, which obviously they tried, but we were positionally okay. We thought we dealt with it well. But yeah, again, I get asked to do a job, I'll go out and do the best I can, and that's all I could do really.
With Tristan leaving, John Lee injured, Jack suspended, and Vinny injured. Ahead of tomorrow's game, I guess it's very much a case of players, maybe playing in uncomfortable positions, but giving their all for the team.
Yeah, again, it's one of them things. That's football. Every team's got injuries. Every team's got to deal with it, and we can't have excuses. I'm sure people have got injuries. I'm sure other teams have as well. So it's one of them. We need to find a way. We've got a squad. It's got strength and depth. Yeah, we might be a little bit thin just now, but it's up to us. As players, it's a chance for players who haven't played to go and impress. It's a chance for players to kick on. There's all sorts of different agendas. So I think it's a real good chance for us as a group to show belief, to show togetherness when it's been obviously a tough couple of weeks and losing key players. So yeah, it's a challenge we've got to relish.
With the way you kind of see the game and your experience in playing in that centre-back position, is that beneficial to the team as well, that you can kind of play the ball, you're good on the ball and can play it out how Gary wants?
Well, yeah, that's the aim. I don't think we've probably done it enough on Saturday, which the gaffer was frustrated with, and rightly so, because there was numerous times we probably could have played and we didn't. But yeah, we are good at playing that certain way. There's a reason why these players have been recruited. There's a reason why we're set up in this way, because if we start to play a long ball game, then we're not going to be as good as the other team at it. So we got to stick to what we believe. We've got to stick to what we're set up and kind of instructed. And in a long course of a season, over the course of a season, you're going to win more than you lose when you play that way. And it's about getting back to that and trusting what we've always done.
Peterborough have had quite a mixed season, sitting 19th at the moment, probably a lot lower than people would have expected at this point of the season. But I mean, what can you expect from them tomorrow night?
I think Peterborough are a good team. They've always had a good group of players come through. They've always had a good mix of experience, and I think if you don't start well against them, then they can cause you real threats. But as you say, they're lower down the league. You know what it's like when things aren't going well, when there's an expectancy level at a club like that. I think if we can start bright and put pressure on them at early doors, then I'm not sure what the fans are like there. But I've been at other clubs when you're down the bottom end of the league, and it can be a tough place to play as a home game. So if we can assert our kind of dominance, get the ball, frustrate the crowd, frustrate the team, then we can only see that as a real positive.
They've got some really strong attacking players as well, so is it key that we kind of work together to nullify that first and foremost?
Ultimately, that's always the start. Is we've got to nullify the threats. We've got to earn the right to play. We've got to be switched on off the ball first and foremost to then allow our players to go and play. So that's always the game. That's just the game plan for every team. And like I said, we can start fast. It'll be a huge positive for us.
This is the first time we've spoken to you since you extended your contract until the end of the season. I guess, was that an easy decision to make? Yeah, it was. Yeah, we probably left it a little touch last minute, but maybe they'll look at someone else. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it was good to kind of get sorted. It was as I say, it was nice to get a little bit of security, but it's not just the security. It's about being at a club where you want to play and you want to play a certain style of football. You can go to other clubs and play different styles of football, but it's not going to have a huge benefit if I'm going to play another season or so. I want to play as much football as I possibly can. To be brought in here to be a part player of the squad, it's ideal, because I know when I'm going to be playing, we're going to be playing a nice style of football, and that's the main thing for me. And Gary mentioned last week as well that it's no coincidence that Jake Richards is playing his best football since you've been with us. How have you enjoyed working with him?
I like Jake as a person first and foremost. I like him as a kid. He's a good kid. He's got a good level of attitude about him. He's got a little bit of he's got that good arrogance about him, where he knows he's a good player. He knows he's got a little bit about him, like a toughness about him, which I like. And then on the pitch, he's got the limits up to him. It's entirely how much he wants to kind of put into this game. If you want to work hard and you'll get the rewards. And he's on the right trajectory just now. There's no kind of better place for him to play. He's also played a good few games. He's had a couple of tough games. But on the course he's done well. He's been successful when he's came in, and it's about staying not grounded. It is grounded as well, of course, but it's a belief within himself to listen. I'm in a position where I deserve to be right now, and hold down that shot and continue to push on.
Just finally as well, when you look at the results, that's 3 defeats in the league sandwiched with that great win against Oxford, but some real positives you can take from those performances into these next 3 games.
Yeah, and I think that's the hard thing about for most clubs at times, is when you're performing well and you're not getting the results. That's always a hard thing to take, because you're like, yeah, it'll turn, yes, we'll get the results and stuff, but it's a huge frustration when you're performing well sometimes and you're not getting the results. Then suddenly you go perform, say, terribly, and you get a result. So that's how football's such a great game, because you never know what's around the corner. But we've not had a couple of good, bad results in a row in the league, but within that has been a huge thing for the club of getting to the 4th round of the FA Cup and earning a Premier League tie at home. So no, it's not all a doom and gloom. Yes, we want to do better in the league, but within that there's positives to take, and we'll continue to take them.